That was a 49-yard kick, but more importantly, the hang time was excellent.
4.7 hang time. Remarkable.
Glenn Walker, so from the 35-yard line.
Let's see if they run a play-action pass on Brzezinski. They've got to do this some on first down. They haven't done it yet. Mike Strawn is in at left halfback for Chuck Muncie.
And J.T. Taylor's back at offensive tackle. This is Tony Galbraith just short of the 40-yard line. Galbraith hitting off the left-hand side. The middle linebacker, Jack Reynolds, over there to make the stop. And so it's going to bring up second down and still 7 yards to go. The Saints this year have been averaging about 33 passes a game until last week, and they threw only 4, but they had a chopped up offensive line and they had the currents of Candlestick Park blowing around, but they're not opening up that much yet. Second down, a long 6. Manning picked off. No! Pat Thomas had it and couldn't hang on. He already has 3 interceptions this year.
Play action pass, faking to Mike Strawn, and he runs outside. It looks like Childs is wide open, but Thomas comes from the outside in. They're in a nickel defense with 5 defensive backs coming in right now, and really made a great play.
There's a surprise. Cleveland, after losing a tough one last week to Pittsburgh, getting beaten by the Chiefs. 17-3. Third down now, 6 yards to go. Up the middle to Mike Strawn, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And they continue to play it pretty close to the vest.
Yes, they do. I really don't know for sure. Archie was hurting last week with some bad ribs, and I don't know whether he's totally well or not. And maybe that's the reason they're playing as conservatively as they are. But normally, you don't see him call plays like he is today.
So Blanchard, look what he's done thus far. Not too shabby. On one of those, he was kicking for placement. A 33-yarder that went out of bounds, or his average would be even higher. He's had a 56 and a 50-yarder.
I tell you one thing, if I were the Ram coaching staff, I'd really sweat with Jackie Wallace back there in that deep position.
Low snap. Blanchard gets it away. Wallace at the 22. 30. He's out to the 40, and he's almost to the 45-yard line. So Los Angeles will have some good field position when they get the football, with 9 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in this first half. Brooks Williams making the stop on Jackie Wallace.
From the Sierras to the Smokies, people are discovering what makes the great outdoors great.
Beer makes it good.
There's just one Schlitz.
There's no debate.
Nothing else comes near.
Beer makes it good.
When you're out of Schlitz,
Schlitz makes it great.
you're out of beer.
11 million times a day, America reaches for a Schlitz. Every drop show lagered for quality since 1849.
Schlitz makes it like no other good. Schlitz makes it great.
Introducing the new Ford Pinto for $79. A new design for a little American workhorse. New up here, new back here, new in here, and a parade of new design Pintos to choose from. The new Pinto ESS, a new cruising wagon, a new Pinto Squire, a new cruising sedan, and a new Pinto wagon. So join the band. See all these new design 79 Ford Pintos, a little American workhorse, at your Ford dealer.
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. USA. You saw it on CBS Sports.
The Rams have the football just short of the 45. A 23-yard return by Jackie Wallace. There's only a 36-yard kick, and wait a minute. All kinds of movement on that line. And it looks like the Rams are the guilty party, and they're going to move back. Rams right now, Hank, have been making a lot of little mistakes. Not as sharp as maybe they would like to be. Dwight Scales.
Scales, 87, is in the game, and also Billy Waddy, number 80, is at the flanker position.
Let's listen now.
False start, number 75, offense, first down.
That's John Williams, 11-year veteran, that right offensive tackle spot. 1st and 15. As you mentioned, Waddy and Scales in. Waddy's been out 5 games with a broken rib. Here's Hayden back. Complete to Capoletti. But nothing developed at all. Hayden now has hit 4 of 6 passes. He's rushed for as much yardage as he's passed for thus far. That was Grooms and Price combining on the stop. And from the 38-yard line, it's still going to be long yardage to go. They lose about a yard.
There was another illustration. The pass was thrown very poorly to Capoletti. It was a shoestring catch. And as a result, anytime you throw it any place but at the number, it's very difficult for the back to readjust and get upfield and make the yardage that he's supposed to make.
You saw it, 2nd and 17. Hayden, protection is there. And Dwight Scales has it picked up. This is Ray Brown. Brown to the 50-yard line. He's to the 45 and Brown to the 41 as Dwight Scales went up. Looked like he had the ball for a moment, and very alertly Ray Brown came away with it.
It was a remarkable interception. He was open underneath. The safety man, Brown, plays very close to the line of scrimmage. See, he's coming back from his shallow position. He caught it on the flip. Does a good job of reacting. Billy Waddy, number 80, finally makes the tackle.
There's no score. The Saints have the football.
They came from every state in America, by car, by bus, some even on foot. The roads backed up for over 50 miles. The crowds didn't deter them, nor the mud, the rain, the discomfort, because for the nearly 500,000 people who came here on August 9th, 1969, only one thing mattered: music.
Freedom, 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 freedom.
At Pioneer, we understand how much music means to people. So we design our high-fidelity components not to add anything nor take anything away, but to recreate all the excitement of a live performance. That's what's made us #1 today with people who care about music. Pioneer, we bring it back alive.
So the interception by Ray Brown, returned for 19 yards to the 41.
There's a play-action pass.
Manning, to Strawn. The ball is incomplete. Ruled incomplete. And again, the crowd not too happy about that decision. Boy, what a hit that time, put on by Pat Thomas. I don't know, it looked like he may have had that ball. Eh?
Yeah, that was a very bad call. It was a fumble. Mike caught the ball and was hit and dropped the ball, and they declared it a incompleted forward pass. It was a bad call.
From the 41 now, 2nd down. Ike Harris to the bottom of the screen. Manning stepping up. And down he goes. At the 48-yard line, that's Larry Brooks, and that'll be his 5th sack of the year. He comes pounding up. That's 20 sacks for the year for this Los Angeles Ram team. You know, the Saints have protected pretty well. They had given up 16 sacks coming into this game. And, you know, you mentioned you wondered if Manning was hurt. He's not moving around like I've seen him move around.
No, it looks like there's a little indecision, and I really think he must be hurting a little bit because he doesn't look nearly as crisp and as sharp as he has the last few times we saw him.
3rd down. There's on that's complete to Henry Childs. Boy, he looked crisp on that one, didn't he? And a flag on the play. I think they may have tackled a face mask. Let's see.
Beautiful throw that time by Archie, right on the numbers to Henry Childs.
That's what it was. It looked like Brodzinski had reached in on Childs. Let's see.
Here you see it. It's hard to tell. Now it comes. There it is. Brodzinski. 23-yard pass reception. Beautifully designed play and then well executed. Archie Manning to Henry Childs.
Number 59 defense. 1st down.
So where the ball is going to end up now is at the 20-yard line. And that ball by Manning looked like the Manning we've seen earlier this year. He threw that on a line, perfectly thrown. Childs coming away with it. 23-yard pass completion, a 5-yard penalty, moves the ball to the 20.
Muncie is in the game now at halfback.
Manning gives off to Muncy, and Muncy got maybe a yard or two. Jack Reynolds, hacksaw as they call him, the middle linebacker, making the stop for the Los Angeles Rams. So it's going to be second down and still 8 yards to go. And Minnesota leading Green Bay, and that is a big game in that NFC Central Division. Minnesota, if they lose that one, I know Bud Grant said it's the most important game of the year for us. Would have really been in bad shape. There's Dick Nolan. His team now with a second. Let's make it a long 8, almost 9 yards to go. Little delay, and it didn't fool anybody. Cody Jones in particular, as Muncy couldn't go anywhere. So it comes to a third down. Kevin Hunt now comes onto the field in an offensive line position. Taylor checks out, and Taylor's limping again. Taylor is just all banged up, but he's trying to play that left offensive tackle spot. Hunt, a former Houston Oiler, comes in for it. 5 defensive backs now as Reynolds, 64, goes off the field, and Nolan Cromwell replaces him. Third down, virtually 10 yards to go. Steve Nickemeyer, he would be called on if they don't get it here. 6:09 to go before halftime. No score.
Wes Chandler's in the game too.
Here's Muncy trying to cut it back. He picks up 5, but that's 5 short of the first down as Youngblood drops him. And now we come in with Steve Nickemeyer, and what a story it's been this year for the Saints as far as field goal kickers are concerned. This is the 5th man, or the 5th change they made. Nickemeyer was re-signed this week. 2 weeks ago they had him, and he hurt his back in a practice, and so they couldn't use him as a kicker. And last week they had Tom Urey kick instead, and he had a miserable afternoon. And Nickemeyer, who last year kicked for the Lions, will be kicking or attempting to kick a 32-yard field goal. Tom Blanchard to hold. Nickemeyer's kick is on the way, and he got it. And the New Orleans Saints, at the 5:18 mark of the second quarter play, have taken a 3-0 lead on a 32-yard field goal by Nickemeyer.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Come fly with me in one magnificent flying machine, the 79 Thunderbird. I love its luxurious cockpit. Fly with a V8 engine.
Power steering and power brakes, all standard. Glide in great style with wrap-over roof and opera windows at a down-to-earth sticker price.
79 Thunderbird. What a way to fly at your Ford dealers.
Give me an Anheuser-Busch Natural Light.
Just say natural.
You see, you doesn't have to call it Anheuser-Busch Natural Light, and you doesn't have to call it Anheuser Natural, and you doesn't have to call it Busch Natural. Just say natural.
Johnson's right.
Oh, you can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can
For a great tasting light beer, just say natural.
But you doesn't have to call me Johnson.
2 naturals, please.
Please don't ask him his name.
Name? You can call me Ray, or you can call me...
Next Friday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, NBA action returns to CBS for the 1978-79 championship season. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Well, after the interception by Ray Brown, they pick up 3 points as this young man, Nickemeyer, his first field goal of the 1978 season. Kicking off now. Deep man is Jerry Latin, and Latin will bring it out to the 10, to the 20, a flag on the play, and Latin is out to the 35, 37-yard line. But a flag was thrown way behind where Latin was running. Jerry Latin, who the Rams picked up from the St. Louis Cardinals for a draft choice. Ron Crosby making the stop. We have a clip. Let's see if we can pick it up.
63, I think. There's a shot. There's a shot of the clip. Barry Bennett, number 63, was clipped on the play by Osteen. Rams have possession, 1st and 10 on about the 14-yard line.
Personal foul, clipping, number 33 during the return. First down.
Probably haven't heard a lot about Osteen. He's a free agent. They re-signed him when Eddie Brown was hurt out of San Jose State. They're very high on him, though. But that time, he's guilty of the clip. There he is, number 33. You know how he must feel. So from the 14-yard line now. Pat Hayden giving off, and good reaction that time. First, Derlin Moore was in there, and then Don Reese, who's back in the ball game, reacted on the play, and they didn't pick up anything on the play. Reese last week played very well. He had a sack in the game against the 49ers. Second down. The White Scales and Billy Waddy now have come in at wide receivers for Los Angeles. Pat Hayden having a tough time getting this offense on track. On a 2nd and 10, he gives up the middle to McCutcheon, and McCutcheon out across the 15. Giving the 16-yard line. Derlin Moore again making the tackle. Oh, that Moore's quite a story. Hurts one knee, then he turns around and hurts the other, but he's still playing football.
Well, the unusual thing about it is the fact that he had an operation in training camp and responded well enough from the operation and is back in playing very well here at the defensive right tackle position for the Saints.
Gain of 1. Let's make it 2. 3rd down, 8. Hayden inside the 10-yard line. He's a flag on the play. He's going to run. Pat Hughes is there, and Hughes drags him down. He's got the first down, but a flag on the play. Pat Hughes, boy, that was a one-on-one isolation out there.
You know, and Pat Hayden did a good job there. He was very close to making the first down, but he put his shoulder down and got the necessary yardage and ran through there. Pat Hughes made a very good open field tackle.
But they're going to bring it back. That penalty against Los Angeles. 9-yard pickup on the play. Here's the score in the second quarter. Seattle is leading Oakland. I don't believe today, do you? 14-0. One upset after another.
Holding, number 75, offense. Repeat the down.
That's
3.
John Williams. Rams already, Hank, 6 penalties in this game for 62 yards. So they've been their own worst enemy. The ball at the 8-yard line. It's 3rd down now. 16 yards to go. And Los Angeles unbeaten. Not playing like an unbeaten team right now. You got to give some credit to New Orleans. The Rams are not hitting on all the cylinders. Hayden back. Wide open. Beautiful play over the middle. Making the catch, Billy Waddy. Clarence Chapman made the stop. First down, Los Angeles.
Boy, he threw that ball right on the money, and this is a great illustration of how important. They had a stunt that time. Protection was good. He threw the ball right in the heart of the defense, in the middle area where there's a big hole. Right at the numbers, Billy Waddy makes the reception. It's good for 22 yards and a first down.
Well, it's been a long time in coming for Waddy. Out for 5 games. That's his 5th catch of the year. He may be the fastest player on this Ram team.
They've got to throw the ball more on first down. They haven't done real well running the ball.
Well, they go back to the run. Campbelletti, and Campbelletti trying to go outside. Pat Hughes wrestles him down. And the Saints have been surprisingly tough against the run here today. They were last week. That flex defense that Dick Nolan has been force-feeding this team, maybe starting to pay some dividends. Gain on the play of very little. Bring up 2nd down, and still 8 yards to go. Dick Nolan, 1970, the NFC Coach of the Year when coaching the San Francisco 49ers. Let's make it 2nd and 7 then, as Hayden back. Wide open, all by himself is Waddy. And he's very close. 385! Hayden on the first down, got the protection. Wide open, Scales. You know, if that ball hadn't hung up a little bit, he may have gone all the way.
Yes, he did. He looked Clarence Murray Spencer that time. He was wide open. But he went back in the pocket. They had a blitz on that time. It was 1-for-1 coverage. He's way behind, but the ball didn't get there. He had to wait for it. He made the reception, and of course, Murray Spencer finally made the tackle. But they're now on the 21-yard line, 1st and 10.
30-yard. Boy, you can see Hayden just shaking his head as the 2-minute warning is here. He knew that that ball, had it been thrown, a little more velocity on it, would have set Scales up for 6 points. Instead, it's a 30-yard pass completion. And Hank, all of a sudden now, the Rams are getting people wide open in that secondary.
Well, the one thing, you know, they threw on first down that time, and the thing they have to do, as I alluded to a minute ago, they have to throw more on first down because they haven't done real well of running the ball on first.
This fresh egg is going to help us sell this brand new Free Flex shoe from Freeman. Watch. You can do it with any new Freeman Free Flex. See Freeman shoes at fine stores everywhere.
Inspector, I have the clues.
You have the clues?
Meet me in a silver Mercedes outside.
Mercedes.
79 Ford Granada, an American classic, sometimes confused with a Mercedes.
Inspector, where are you?
I'm in the car.
I'm in the car.
You in the car?
Are you sure you're in a Mercedes?
Oh. One good way to tell Granada is by its sticker price.
Ah! That's a Granada, you fool!
Of course, I can see that.
A 2-minute warning has been executed here as we just had a 30-yard pass completion from Pat Hayden to Dwight Scales. The Rams trailing 3-0. The ball at the 22. Hayden 7 of 10 for 93 yards and end around to Billy Waddy. Look at him move. And Waddy has another first down to the 10-yard line. You can see how the Rams have missed this young man.
Yes. But they fake the play action to the right. And, of course, here comes Waddy around the outside. France out in front does a good job of blocking on Brown. 27, he cuts inside, does a good job of running, and is finally tackled from the inside out after he makes the necessary yardage for the first down.
Waddy did play a running back spot a couple of years at Colorado. Hayden back to throw on first down. And I don't know what happened on that one. Looks like somebody deflected the pass. Almost up for grabs.
Yes, it was. It was deflected. I don't know who deflected it, but it was deflected and looked like it was going to be intercepted because it went right into a group of players of the Saints.
Well, Waddy was coming back over the middle. Looked like he might be the intended receiver, but the ball just never got there. There's your time. You see it in the upper right-hand portion of the screen. Dwight Scales now comes in. And Willie Miller has checked out for the Rams. Second down 10, just outside the 10-yard line. Hayden on a quarterback sneak. And he's inside the 5. He lost his footing, or he might have gone further. Jim Merlo over there. Boy, that was a surprise.
That was a quarterback draw. It was designed play. The Saints are in an even spacing. They're playing very loose. He goes back into the pocket. It's just a plain, simple draw play with a quarterback running the ball. The official got in his way a little bit. He wanted to cut to his left, but he tripped and fell, and he's down to about the 2-yard line or 3-yard line.
Well, you could see he tried to crawl forward. He got quite a block on that draw by Doug Smith, the right offensive guard who's playing in place of Hara. Hara, by the way, has a sprained ankle. He had x-rays taken and no break, and he's on the sideline. So Hayden will come over and visit with the brain trust of the Rams as he has the ball on the 3-yard line, third down, and a minute 11 left in this first half of play.
You know, the little rascal has run 4 times for 37 yards so far in this game.
Tomorrow night on CBS, what a lineup coming your way. Concerned citizens is what they want, but weirdos is what they get when WKRP in Cincinnati issues the call. Enjoy this hot new comedy tomorrow night, followed by People with Phyllis George and her new show. She'll spotlight Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, the Electric Light Orchestra, superstar Diana Ross, Paul Newman, and others. And then also to be followed by MASH, One Day at a Time, and Lou Grant. Round out tomorrow night's top television lineup right here on CBS.
Final, Dallas 14, Philadelphia 7.
Tell you, Dallas has had to fight for everything they can get this year. Last week winning in overtime against St. Louis. The Eagles even out at 4-4, and the Eagles are still in the running.
Hayden's the leading rusher in the game so far. That's unusual.
Jackie Slater is in. Charles Young is in. Third down from the 3. Play action by Hayden. Broken up. Coming through in a hurry was Don Reese. Reese got his hands up at 6'6" and batted it down, and now you come to a 4th down.
Yes, and Pat Hughes almost wound up with the interception.
That was an interesting call.
Well, it was a play action, but they responded well to it. They were going to try to hit their tight end, but they responded well to it, which you have to give the Saints a lot of credit. Here's Reese jumping up and deflecting the ball, but the tight end was covered on the play. No chance for it to be a reception, and now they're going to try a field goal.
Frank Corral is going to try to tie this game up. This will be a 20-yard attempt. Nolan Cromwell to hold. Corral is 11 of 18. He is number 1 in the NFC in scoring. Corral's kick is on the way, and it's all tied up. 3-3 with 1 minute, 4 seconds left in this first half of play. So the Saints stopped them once on the 1-yard line on downs. They stopped them on the 3-yard line, making the Rams settle for 3 points. As an end result, we're deadlocked at 3 apiece. Let's look ahead now to next Sunday, Hank. You and I will be in Philadelphia for that St. Louis Eagles game, and the Eagles have really proved they're for real. San Francisco against Washington, who's lost 2 in a row. Detroit, Chicago, that'll be a real bloodbath after Detroit winning today. And then other regional games finds the New York Giants going against the Saints, and Tampa Bay with a surprising performance today against Green Bay, who is losing to Minnesota. Be sure now to consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. And also, all the action begins with the Emmy-winning show NFL Today with Brent Musburger, Jane Kennedy, and Irv Cross. That's next Sunday, the NFL on CBS. So Corral will kick off. Wes Chandler back at the goal line. 3-3, and I'm sure this surprises a lot of people to be hearing this score throughout the country as we come to the close of this first half.
Let's see if he kicks it downfield to Chandler, takes a chance, or whether he tries to squib it so they don't get a good balanced return on the play.
Frank Corral, the rookie from UCLA, he gets it all. Bringing it out is Clarence Chapman, and Chapman is out across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And there's 59 seconds left in this first half. We'll be keeping you posted on what's happened throughout the NFL as we'll be joining the NFL today. And I'll tell you, today may be the day of upsets. Every time Hank and I picked up the score here, we just shook our heads.
Clarence Chapman, returned that kick, and last year he ran 92 yards for a touchdown on a kickoff return against the San Francisco 49ers, so he's got very good speed and probably is as fast as anybody on the team.
Well, let's see what the Saints do with the remaining 59 seconds. From the 23-yard line, Galbraith, Muncie, the running backs, and they're just going to play it very conservatively as Galbraith doesn't find any running room, and it'll bring up second down. Jack Youngblood making the stop. Los Angeles in this first half losing a couple of opportunities to go in for touchdowns, and they've ended up with 3 points thus far. They've thrown the interception. They fumbled on a return, and so they have not really been playing the type of football you'd expect for a 7-0 ball club.
Minnesota is just beaten, I should say, the Green Bay Packers 21-7.
So the Packers now at 6-2, and the Vikings are still very much in the hunt for that one. Chuck Muncie fumbles the ball. And I believe the Saints have recovered, but Muncie was really belted when he went up the middle.
Jack Reynolds, number 64, made the stop along with Fred Dreyer, number 89, who popped the ball loose.
That was Taylor, I think, that recovered it. Let's see. He got back there in a hurry.
There's a ball popping out. Dreyer knocked it loose. And here you see Archie Manning and Taylor both pouncing on the football. The Saints have it.
So those are the kind of things that haunt you as a coach. You're trying to just kind of take it into the locker room, and all of a sudden the ball goes flying through the air. Manning very alertly came up with it, or Taylor, maybe both of them. And now with 9 seconds, you got to believe they're just going to grind it out. The ball at the 19-yard line. There's Pat Hayden, and here's Archie Manning. Manning just having a sensational year. He was 4th in the NFC as far as ratings are concerned at quarterback. 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and hitting 60% of his passes.
And the Ram defense has really stopped the running of Galbraith and Muncie. Galbraith is 7 for 20 yards, and Muncie is 8 for 17.
Well, they've done that all year long. They've just allowed over 100 yards a game. They almost missed that handoff. Galbraith got it, but you see Manning, he almost didn't complete the exchange. And the Rams call timeout. They hope to get the football. 4 seconds left. Bob Brzezinski was over there. This has been a precarious situation the last minute for the Saints. And so with a timeout, we come to a 4th down. The Saints don't want to give up the football, and they may not kick it, Hank. They might just try to bounce on it here with the 4 seconds.
4 seconds, yeah.
At halftime, again, just a reminder, we'll join Brent, Jane, and Irv, the NFL Today. They'll update all those games that have been played and completed back east. Some of the highlights. Always fun to see what's happened at the halftime break. And according to the scores we've seen, there's a lot of explanation has to be made. Well, it looks like they may go through the motions of kicking this ball. Let's see. They've got Blanchard going back. He's probably just going to, are they going to snap it that deep and take a chance?
I'm surprised if they do with 4 seconds left, but evidently they are.
There's the snap. Here's the rush. He got it underway.
They roughed the kicker.
They sure did, and you cannot complete a half a play on a defensive foul. So the Saints will have another play. Isn't that something? Now, I'm surprised, Hank, they kicked it to start with.
Yeah, I am too. Very surprised because it's only 4 seconds, and they could have used that time as soon as the time starts, as soon as the ball is snapped. So they could have consumed the 4 seconds very easily, and
well, that's Jerry Latin that collided with him. You know, if they'd have blocked that, it got out of the back of the end zone, it would have been a safety. So
either that or else block it and pick it up and go in for a touchdown.
Right. Well, see, now everybody's filing off, but they've got to play another down because you cannot complete a half on a defensive foul. Now, wait a minute. Maybe they're going to refuse it. I guess they will refuse it. They figure they want to get out of here.
Personal foul. Running into the kicker, number 24, defense. New Orleans declines the penalty. The half is over.
Well, that's the reason, because they could have got another play, but instead they refused the penalty, and the Saints, after a kind of a shaky last minute there, go into the halftime tied up with one of the 2 unbeaten teams in the NFL, the Los Angeles Rams. 3-3 our score at halftime. The Saints in Los Angeles here from the Coliseum.
When do you say Budweiser?
After doing this about 3,000 times a day. After a hard tennis match with my friend Ron. As soon as I knock this ball out of the park.
When do you say Budweiser?
It's everywhere.
When my mother-in-law leaves town?
After a long night in here.
Or when you say Budweiser?
Let me hear you say it, people.
Budweiser! You have said it all.
When you want it cut out quick, our brand's the one to pick.
You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark plugs by AC.
We help you pick up speed, when speed is what you need.
You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark plugs by AC.
So when you want to go, we're the name to know.
You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark plugs by AC.
Thanks, AC.
You can tell by their style and flair. They're now. And you can tell by the way they're getting there. They're now. The Futura is now.
There's a distinctive personal car for now, the 79 Futura, with tomorrow's look right now, space efficiency for now, high mileage ratings that are now, and a sticker price that says, why wait?
The future isn't someday, it's now.
The Futura is now.
Fairmont Futura at your Ford dealers.
Now.
1975. One controversial play decides both a game and a playoff berth. The St. Louis Cardinals are in. You saw it on CBS Sports. Next Sunday on CBS Sports, Bud Wilkinson's St. Louis Cardinals collide with the Philadelphia Eagles. The New York Giants go south to tackle New Orleans. San Francisco squares off against Washington. Detroit bumps heads with Chicago. And Tampa Bay clashes with Green Bay. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. You'll say... You saw it on CBS Sports.
Live from New York. I got to give you a statistic. Last year, month of November now, whole month, Tampa Bay scores a total of 7 points. Look at what they did this afternoon in one game. They get 33, and they shoot down Chicago 33-19, and the Buccaneers now are 4-4. And the Jets defeated St. Louis. I don't think Bud Wilkinson used to lose this many games in 5 years. Now he's 0-8. Upset, the Giants 17, Washington 6. The Giants are stalking a playoff spot. Buffalo 5, Cincinnati 0. The Bengals have not scored a touchdown in 3 games. Upset, Detroit 31, San Diego 14. Back to the drawing boards for Don Coryell. Minnesota 21, Green Bay 7. So the Vikes now 4-4. They are tied with Tampa Bay. Dallas and Philadelphia. Eagles played them gut tough in the second half. Didn't give up a point and then just fell short, 14-7. Cleveland and Kansas City, 17-3 the final there. Kansas City a winner, that too, and upset. Atlanta and San Francisco. With about 2 minutes to go in the first half, the 49ers lead it by 7, 14-7. And of course, the game you're watching tied at the half. Los Angeles 3 and New Orleans 3. Miami and New England. And New England gave up 7 quick points. They've rallied. It is now 14-7 Patriots. Denver and Baltimore. The Greek said this one was going to be close. He may be right for once today. 7-3, Baltimore leading Denver. Seattle is ahead of Oakland. Oh, Irv, he's going to be in a bad mood. The Greek loves those Raiders. Let's check in on some highlights. Washington and the New York Giants. The Giants now have not lost to the Redskins since John McVay became the Giants head coach. Watch this play right here. Pisarcik has got Robinson, but look how wide open he is. Defensive back comes back, and Robinson gets in for 6. Now watch the blocking. Look at 68 get out there and lead that play. That's improvement by the Giants. It's a 31-yard run by Coder. Set up a field goal. It was 10-0. Oh, here's the Giants' version of the flea flicker. Pisarcik to Taylor, Robinson to Pisarcik, and James Thompson is roaring down toward the goal line. To the 4. And they strike again. You'll watch it right here. Irv Cross diagrammed this play. No off tackle, he said. And Pisarcik ran for the corner. Now we're going to show you the Washington ball, 1st and 10 on the 15. Time was running out, and here's their splendid middle linebacker, Harry Carson, intercepting Joe Theismann. And somewhere, Billy Kilmer was standing and watching. And so, the standings in the NFCs have got the Cowboys now tied with the Redskins, who have lost 2 in a row. There are the Giants only a game out, Philadelphia 2 back, and St. Louis wait till next year. Irv, what about Tampa Bay?
Well, they scored 33 points today, Brenton. They did it in convincing fashion as they're down the Chicago Bears 33-19 down in Tampa Bay. And, of course, young quarterback Doug Williams had a field day throwing the ball. Here he goes to Jim Obradovich in the second half. Pretty nifty throw, but Obradovich makes a miraculous catch there, and Tampa took a 13-7 lead. But Avellini comes back with a screen play to Walter Payton. Of course, when you watch Walter Payton run the football, all you can do is sort of sit back and watch it because it's magic in action. Walter goes down around the 15-yard line, setting up a scoring opportunity for Roland Harper. He goes in, and Chicago took a 16-13 lead. But Johnny Davis comes back on an off-tackle play and blasts down to the 7-yard line, setting up a Doug Williams quarterback sneak. Goes in. Tampa takes a 19-16 lead, but it's not over yet in the fourth quarter. Doug Williams goes to Morris Owens, rolls to his right, picks up Owens, a 40-yard pass, catch, reception, and Tampa Bay won it 33-19.
And Irv, our producer, Mike Pearl, good Miami boy, tells me the Dolphins have just tied up the Patriots at 14. And the NFL today will continue with more highlights right after we have these messages for you from our local stations along the line.
The grass is always greener over the septic tank comes to television. Starring Carol Burnett and Charles Grodin. A very funny look at life, Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.
Great standard. At this low price, the spanking new 79 Pinto at your Ford dealer.
Well, the Rams had a little mix-up. They called a timeout. Pat Hayden has returned to the huddle. 29 seconds remaining in this quarter as we have a first down from the 32 as Isaiah Robertson impatiently watching from the sideline. He has not played thus far. He walked out on Friday, came back to the ball club on Saturday, suited up, but Brzezinski's gone all the way. Here is McCutcheon on the first down. And McCutcheon drags people with him close to the 25-yard line. One thing about the Rams, when you take Capoletti, McCutcheon, and Bryant, You've got to hit them low. They'll just take you with them.
On the last play, the key to the success of that play was Capoletti. He dogged Joe Fetterspiel. Fetterspiel came through there in good shape, but he got a key block on him. The running back ran inside McCutcheon and got a nice gain on the play, but it was only due to the fact that Capoletti made a great block.
There it is again, as Hank describes it. Here he comes. Look at that block on number 58. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The New Orleans Saints 3, the Los Angeles Rams 3. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Linda Lavin, Christy McNichol, Max Gale, and Patrick O'Neill.
I want to know where he's sleeping tonight. He's sleeping in the living room.
Like Mom, Like Me, the Sunday movie at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
This is CBS.